Hello and welcome to Mr. Buarala's English podcast. I'm here to help you speak English with more confidence and joy. Today, I want to share something with you that completely changed how I think about speaking English. Something that took me years to discover, but once I understood it, everything became different. Let me start with a confession. Years ago, I was terrified of speaking English. Not just nervous, terrified. My heart would race, my hands would shake, I would rehearse simple sentences in my head over and over. But when the moment came to speak, nothing came out. Or worse, something came out, but it was wrong, broken, embarrassing. And then I would replay that moment in my mind for days, feeling ashamed. Does this sound familiar to you? Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you avoid speaking situations. Maybe you say, I'll speak when my English is better. Maybe you feel like there's a wall between your thoughts and your mouth, and you can't break through it. I tried everything. I studied grammar books for hours. I memorized vocabulary lists. I listened to English podcasts and watched English movies. And yes, my reading improved. My listening improved. But my speaking? Still. Frozen. Still terrified. I could understand almost everything, but I couldn't produce anything. It was frustrating beyond words. Then, one day, I came across something in a neuroscience article. Something about how the brain processes fear and learning. And suddenly, everything made sense. I realized I had been approaching this completely wrong. We all have been approaching this wrong. Let me explain. When you're afraid to speak English, what are you actually afraid of? Think about it carefully. You're not afraid of the English language itself. You're not afraid of the words or the grammar. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of looking stupid. You're afraid of being laughed at. You're afraid of failure. And here's what's interesting. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a social threat. Let me say that again. Your brain cannot tell the difference between physical danger and social embarrassment. When you're about to speak English in front of someone, your brain activates the same fear response as if you were facing a dangerous animal. Your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, sends alarm signals. Your body releases stress hormones. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tense. Your rational thinking shuts down. This is called the fight or flight response. Now here's the problem. When your brain is in fight or flight mode, it cannot learn effectively. It cannot access vocabulary. It cannot form complex sentences. All it wants is to escape the threat. So you freeze or you avoid speaking situations entirely. And the more you avoid, the stronger the fear becomes. It's a vicious cycle. Scientists call this the anxiety learning paradox. You want to learn, but your fear prevents you from learning. You want to speak, but your fear stops you from speaking. And traditional advice like, just be confident or don't worry about mistakes, doesn't help because it doesn't address the root cause, your brain's fear response. So what's the solution? What's the thing I learned that changed everything? It's called systematic desensitization. This is a technique from behavioral psychology, originally developed to help people overcome phobias. It's been used successfully to treat fear of heights, fear of flying, fear of spiders, and it works perfectly for fear of speaking English. Here's how it works. You cannot eliminate fear by avoiding it. You also cannot eliminate fear by jumping into the deep end and forcing yourself into terrifying situations. Both approaches fail. Instead, you eliminate fear by gradual, controlled exposure. You start with situations that create only tiny amounts of fear, and you slowly build up to more challenging situations, step by tiny step. Let me give you the specific protocol I used. This is the exact system that took me from terrified silence to confident speaking. Level 1. Speak English alone in a private space. Not just thinking in English, actually speaking out loud, but completely alone where no one can hear you. Start with single words. Just say random English words you know. Apple, beautiful, yesterday, happy. Then move to simple sentences. I am learning English. Today is Monday. I like coffee. Do this for 5 minutes every day. Your brain learns that speaking English is safe. There's no threat, no judgment, just sounds coming out of your mouth. Level 2. Record yourself speaking and listen to it. This adds a tiny bit more challenge because now you have to confront your own voice. Record yourself describing your room, your day, anything simple. Then listen to it. Don't judge it. Just listen. Do this until hearing your own English voice feels normal and boring. This usually takes about a week. Level 3. Speak English to yourself in front of a mirror. Now you're adding visual feedback. You see yourself speaking. This creates a simulation of social interaction, but you're still completely safe. Talk to your reflection. Ask yourself questions and answer them. Have a full conversation with yourself. This might feel strange at first, but it's incredibly powerful. You're training your brain that speaking plus being seen equals safe. Level 4. Send voice messages to someone who won't judge you. This could be another language learner, a supportive friend, or even a language learning app where you can record messages. The key is that it's not live. You can record, delete, and re-record as many times as you want. There's no pressure, no real-time judgment, but you are putting your voice out into the world. This is a huge step. Level 5. Have text-based conversations in English, then switch to voice messages. Start chatting with someone through messages. Once you feel comfortable, suggest switching to voice messages. The conversation is already flowing, so adding voice feels natural. If it's too scary, you can always return to text. You're in control. Level 6. Join a group conversation where you mostly listen, but can speak when ready. Find an online English conversation group, a Discord server, or a language exchange meetup. Join as a listener. Don't pressure yourself to speak. Just listen. When you feel a tiny urge to say something, say it. Even if it's just, I agree, or that's interesting. Then return to listening. Gradually increase your participation. Level 7. Have one-on-one conversations with patient speakers. By now, your fear has decreased significantly. You've proven to your brain dozens of times that speaking English doesn't result in danger or humiliation. Now you're ready for real conversations. Start with people who are explicitly patient and supportive, language exchange partners, tutors, or understanding friends. Each level should take about 1 to 2 weeks. Don't rush. The key is that each step should feel only slightly uncomfortable, not terrifying. If a level feels too scary, break it down into smaller steps. If it feels too easy, great, move forward. Here's what happens neurologically. Every time you speak English without experiencing the feared outcome, your brain updates its threat assessment. It learns that speaking English equals safe, not dangerous. The amygdala becomes less reactive. The prefrontal cortex, your rational thinking brain, stays online. You can access vocabulary more easily. You can form sentences more naturally. The fear literally shrinks. There's also another element to this technique. While you're doing these exposure exercises, you pair them with something positive. Maybe you listen to music you love while practicing. Maybe you drink your favorite tea. Maybe you practice in a place that makes you happy. This creates positive associations. Your brain starts linking English speaking with pleasure instead of fear. I'll be honest with you. This process is not instant magic. It takes time and consistency, but it works. After 8 weeks of following this system, I had my first comfortable, fluent conversation in English. Not perfect, but comfortable. I made mistakes and I didn't care. I forgot words and I just used different words. The wall was gone. The beautiful thing about this method is that it's based on science, not motivation. You don't need to be brave. You don't need to force yourself. You just need to follow the steps. Your brain will naturally adapt and the fear will fade. So here's what I want you to do. Don't try to force yourself into scary speaking situations tomorrow. Instead, start at level 1. Speak English alone, out loud, for 5 minutes today. Just you and the words. Notice that nothing bad happens. Do it again tomorrow. Then the next day. Build the foundation slowly, and your confidence will grow naturally.
Fear of speaking English is not a personality flaw. It's not weakness. It's just your brain trying to protect you from perceived social threat. But you can retrain your brain. You can rewire it. And when you do, speaking English becomes easy, natural, even joyful. Remember this: every confident English speaker you admire started exactly where you are now. They felt the same fear. They overcame it the same way, through gradual exposure and practice. You can do this too. Start small, be consistent, and trust the process. See you next time. Have a good one. Peace.